Right, guys, today we're going to do a little bit about maintenance of wooden flooring, and I'm taking you through to one of our customers' houses where we just finished laying a beautiful wooden floor, which is a oak floor, and it's a brushed floor with oil, and this floor is known as a nougat. You'll see why we call it a nougat when you walk in. So let's go inside and we're going to go do some maintenance on this floor. Right, let's come inside. Guys, sorry, before we come in, if I can just show you this mat. It's a strategic mat. You need to have this mat here because when you walk in, you need to wipe your feet to get all the grit off your shoes before walking in, because the grit on your shoes can damage the finish on the floor. Right, so we're wiping our shoes and we're going to come in. Guys, please remember, some of the shoes today are not good for wooden floors. Leather shoes, hard sole shoes, high heel shoes, that sort of thing. Please guys, take your shoes off, train your customers, tell your customers, take off the shoes and put on some shoes that are good for inside. So I'm going to take off my shoes. I've got a pair of shoes standing by. It's an old pair of my shoes, but they're comfortable and they're good. They're not going to ruin any wooden flooring. So let me put these shoes on. Right, it wasn't so difficult. Outside shoes by the door. Oh, here we have a runner. It's quite amazing that the guys that install this floor must educate their clients of how to maintain and look after their wooden floors. This runner is in the passage. It looks great on a wooden floor. It's strategically placed because this is a high traffic area and people up and down the passage all the time. So nice to see a runner in a house on a wooden floor. I'd also like to, while we're on the subject of mats, I'd also like to show you all the other mats that have been strategically placed for the maintenance and care of this wooden floor. So let me show you the mats in the kitchen. Right, here we are in the kitchen now, guys. Please note, a mat, this is the outside kitchen door, the guys coming in here. As the guys walk in, here's a mat for them to wipe their feet and take off the dust as well. So instead of having a mat only on the outside, it's also good to have a mat on the inside as well. Right, here we have the sink. This is really a high traffic. Now people think walking is high traffic. What's high traffic really is standing, because when you're standing, you're shuffling. So if you're washing the dishes here, you're moving around all the time with splashing water. So the perfect place for a mat, standing mat here is in front of the sink. Another perfect place is in front of the stove. Because again, you're standing in front of the stove a long time, your feet are scuffing your floor all the time, and you've got fat dripping over the so guys, the kitchen is the most high traffic area in the house. Mats are vital. In this case, again, the installer has done a good job by educating their clients, and here we have the mat strategically placed exactly as we recommend. Right. Guys, okay, now we're here in the dining room in the house. You can see on the floor here is a beautiful carpet. People said, I've spent such a lot of money on my floor, why must I cover it with a carpet? This carpet really brings out the floor, but it serves two purposes. One purpose is that it looks great on a wooden floor, and of course, your chairs are not rubbing up and down, they're actually on the carpet when you're eating. That will really save your wooden floor from being damaged. However, all chairs must have felt pads, and just now we're going to show you our maintenance kit and how to apply these felt pads to the chairs if you don't have a carpet. Right, if I can just show you another couple of things, guys, please notice these curtains are closed at the moment. If you're going out of the house, if your customers are leaving their homes and you've got direct sunlight blaring onto the floor, it's a very good idea to close the curtains. You don't want sun blaring on the floor all day. It will fade your floor, it will dry your floor out and can cause shrinkage gaps. So guys, curtains closed while you're not in the house is a good idea. I'm going to open the curtains now. Please notice also the windows are open. This is important because if you've got windows open, it's bringing in air and the moisture from the outside, the air moisture. If you've got windows closed and you've got sun shining through the floor, you're going to create a hot box. Once you create this hot box, we call this a greenhouse effect. This could cause this whole floor to shrink back and fail. It can cause a huge amount of problems. So guys, please, windows open are vital when you're living in the house. If you go away for a length of time, you really need to have someone come in daily to open windows and close windows to maintain the floor. If you have direct sunlight, it can be a big problem. With all Suntups floors, we send out no charge with all orders a Suntups starter maintenance kit. Right? This is a kit that you will hand to your customer once you finish the job. So at least you're giving your customer a start of how to maintain a wooden floor. And also not only how to maintain, in the kit are exact directions and instructions and what to expect and not what to expect from wooden floor. So you can go through this with your customer once you finish the job, so your customer knows exactly how to maintain their floor. We have a kit for a sealed finish floor. This is for sealed finish. And we have also a section if your customer's got an oiled finish, like this floor we're doing today, an oil finish floor. They're very similar. Only difference, the oil finish floor needs to be maintained with oil. A sealed floor is just cleaned. Right, so while we're talking about oil floors and sealed floors, just like to mention the philosophy behind oil floor is that an oil floor, if maintained, lasts forever. You'll never have to re-sand and seal this floor ever. With a sealed floor, there's no maintenance, and as long as you're living within the correct methods of living with a wooden floor, then you would have to do no maintenance whatsoever. Your floor should last you about 25 years before you need to reseal this floor. I'd also like to, while I'm talking about oil and seal floors and maintenance, show you a piece of timber, because a lot of people think to sand and seal a floor, that's how you maintain. A floor is factory sanded. It should never be resanded ever again. It's already been sanded at the factory, so you don't want to do it again. If you maintain your floor correctly, as we're explaining it to you now in this video, then you should not have to resand your floor. Every time you sand your floor, you're taking 1 or 2 millimeters off the top face. After a couple of sands, you can throw that floor away because it's going to start cracking, right? So sanding and sealing, guys, is not the way to maintain a floor. What I'm explaining you today is really the way to maintain. Right, so let's carry on with the bag. Also in the bag, we've got felt pads. So we will give you all the felt pads for free. These are Suntups self-adhesive felt pads. And you will stick this on the furniture legs of all the movable furniture for your customers at no charge. We offer this as a service because if you don't do it, the customers more than likely also won't do it. And then you can be called back for scratching. And that we don't want to do. So felt pads all in the bag, and we'll show you just now how to apply these pads. So also in the bag is our cleaner. That's we use a Boner brand of cleaner. And all one has to do is open the instructions to English so you can see exactly how to mix it. You mix this cleaner with some water and then you got your solution. Right. There are times, that was a concentrate cleaner. There are times we may give you a pre-mixed cleaner. If you give you a pre-mixed cleaner, it's just a matter of spray and wipe with your mop. That's your 2 cleaners. Those are for your sealed floors. Now, if you have an oil floor, then we will give you first what we call soap, Boner soap. This is a cleaner as well, but it also adds a residue to the oil floor as well. Also, you can open up to get your instructions here in English. And then we have the maintenance oil. If you've got an oil floor, maintenance oil is very important. And we like to say on the first year, you do the oiling 4 times. It's a very simple procedure, which you're going to see. And on the second year, you do it 3 times. So the first year, 4 times. It's every 3 months. The second year, 3 times. That's every 4 months. Then the third year, you'd only do it twice. It's every 6 months. And thereafter, once a year. And you can always use this oil just to drizzle and wipe over a little scratch in an area where you need a little bit of oiling. And lastly, what we have also is the maintenance video in your kit. Please watch this and you'll be able to then see, and I'm sure you're watching this right now as I'm talking, you are to see exactly how to maintain your floors. The first practical thing we're going to do is show you how to apply your felt pads or felt floor protectors onto the furniture legs. Remember, these come to you free of charge with all Suntups floors. Do it for your customer, it makes an impression and will save you coming back for the scratches. Right, so let's show you how to do this. You'll take the chair. It's going to lean it on the back of another chair to make it a bit easier for myself. There we go. And now we can take 4 felt protectors. These felt protectors, guys, are peel and stick. So if you had nails like somebody else, but not like mine, but it wasn't too bad. Okay, there we go. So that's the first one on. And now for the next one, simple. Right, there's the last one on, a little bit of pressure. And now I'd like to show you what a difference this makes when putting a wooden chair on a wooden floor. Now you can see the beautiful sliding motion, no scratching. Now you try that with a chair that has no felt pads. Do it. It's a small thing to do. It makes a big impression. We're back in the kitchen. This is a dust mop. It's a microfiber mop. It's designed for actually collecting dust on the mop, unlike what a broom does, which just pushes it forward. This mop actually collects the dust. Please, guys, when you wash this mop, you can wash it in your washing machines, but don't tumble dry it. You'll lose your microfiber. Rather hang it to dry on the line. It's the best way to look after it because these are all rewashable. Right, here we go. Just to show you with a dust mop, you really need to move forward all the time. It's not a broom that you do this because all you're doing is putting your dust up and down. So the best way is always move forward. And when you turn around, it's designed to turn and bring it back. And turn it again and go forward. So you're always moving forward and keeping the dust in front of you. Okay? As simple as that. Now you can, that area now you can say is dust free. Let's have a look. We picked up a little bit of dust. That will stop your fine scratchings. As I said earlier on, if you're walking on a floor, it's got fine dust, you're going to get fine scratchings. So this is a daily routine. Simple to do. Now we're going to clean this floor. As you know, this is an oil floor, so we're going to be using the Boner soap. This is a weekly process. Please, guys, open up, read the instructions in your language, whatever your language you speak. Here in South Africa, as you know, we're speaking English, so please read the English directions for mixing. It's 100 millimeters for 5 liters of water, which we have down here. You'll notice that we have 2 buckets. One bucket is for the cleaner, and the second bucket will be plain water to rinse out the dirt and then back into the solution for cleaning. So once a week you'll do this, and this will also maintain your floor because the Boner soap contains an oily substance within, so it will leave a residue which also then maintains. So let's mix our 100 mils to our 5 liters of water. Here we go. Here we go. Here's our mixing jug. 100 mils. Cool. Get that all out. And then we can bring our mop into the story. Okay, so our solution, our soapy solution is all mixed in the bucket. Now we can squeeze out all the excess water. If you don't want to put too much water on this floor. And then we can clean. So here we go. Up and down, clean with the mop. Then we would rinse in the clean water to get all the dirt off. And back into the solution to get some more soap onto the mop. Rinse out and clean again. Guys, we now cleaned the floor. Now we're going to do a maintenance oiling. This maintenance oiling will be the first oiling since the floor is installed. Remember, the first year you want to do it 4 times. That's every 3 months. Second year, 3 times. The third year, twice a year, every 6 months. And thereafter, once a year. So we're going to do the first oiling now for the first time on this floor. So we'll take our Boner maintenance oil. We'll open it up. You've got a little bit of mutton cloth here. The floor is now dry. As you know, you cleaned it. You have to wait for the floor to dry properly. And you can also give it a vacuum to get any dirt, more dirt off just with a vacuum cleaner because you don't want to rub any dirt into the floor. Right, so here we go. We get down on our hands and knees. And we can start oiling. This is a job that you can do as a family, or alternatively you can get your domestic lady to do it or your domestic guy to do it, and a little bit of oil on the mutton cloth, and it is just a simple wipe it in. This is 1 liter. 1 liter does 100 square meters. So we like you to see exactly how thin this coat goes on. It's really a very, very light oiling, getting it into the floor to protect your floor for the next couple of months until you do it again. And that's really the process. You can see it's nice and clean, the oil's going on, and we're now maintaining this floor. Right, guys, so there you have it. Now you know how to maintain your floors, whether they're oil floors or seal floors. All your cleaners and oils are here. Should you need more, please contact us at FloorworX and Suntups, or alternatively, your flooring installer can also supply you with these oils and cleaners. And thanks guys very much. Enjoy your floors.